They all have the same coaches, the same playbooks, the same size, speed, and training regimens that cost millions of dollars to build. So why does the exact same situation? Fourth quarter. Game on the line. 60,000 people screaming. Turn one quarterback into a legend and another into a cautionary tale. That's not a talent question. Every player on an NFL roster was the best athlete in every room he's ever walked into. So if it's not talent, what is it? Stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to understand something about pressure that has almost nothing to do with football. It's about you, too. Let's start with the guy who makes pressure look like his home address. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has thrown a game-losing interception in a Super Bowl. He's been down 2 scores in fourth-quarter games that mattered more than almost any football game ever played. And somehow, when the walls close in, his eyes seem to get wider, not narrower. He improvises, throws from impossible angles, creates plays that look like they shouldn't exist. Here's the strange part. Sports psychologists have a concept called challenge appraisal. When people face a high-stakes moment, the brain can interpret that moment as a threat or as a challenge. The heart rate goes up either way. Adrenaline rises. The body prepares for action. But the meaning we give those sensations can be different. One person feels that racing heart and thinks, "I'm losing control." Another feels the same rush and thinks, "I'm ready." Researchers studying performance under pressure often describe this difference as a threat state versus a challenge state. For Mahomes, pressure appears to become opportunity. But that raises an uncomfortable question. If pressure can be fuel, why does the same pressure break other players who are just as talented, just as trained, and just as prepared? Now picture the opposite. Imagine being the guy who was supposed to be the answer. Miami handed Tua Tagovailoa the keys as a top 5 draft pick. And for stretches of his Dolphins career, it looked like the franchise had finally found its quarterback. Then came 2025. The Dolphins struggled. Tua's numbers declined. And in December, Miami made the decision to bench him for rookie Quinn Ewers. Tua finished the season watching from the sideline as his team moved forward without him. That's a very different kind of pressure. It stops feeling like fuel and starts feeling like a spotlight that makes every mistake feel like proof. Am I going to mess this up? What are they going to say if I do? What if they don't believe in me anymore? Sports psychologists have studied this kind of self-focused attention under pressure. Instead of attention staying on the defense, the read, or the next play, it can turn inward. And that's where things get dangerous. An elite athlete has spent years turning complicated movements into trained, automatic skills. But when pressure makes the conscious mind start monitoring every little detail, that automatic performance can become less fluid. The athlete isn't just playing anymore. He's watching himself play. And sometimes, trying harder not to make a mistake creates the hesitation that makes the mistake more likely. That's one of the psychological explanations behind what we casually call choking under pressure. But here's what makes Tua's story worth watching. It didn't end on that sideline. In March 2026, Tua joined the Atlanta Falcons on a 1-year deal. And right now, he's entering a completely different kind of competition, fighting for the starting job, rather than being handed the job. That's a different psychological moment entirely. Because now the question isn't just whether Tua can throw a football, it's whether he can change what the pressure means to him. In real time, in public, with everyone watching to see if he can come back. But there's another version of this pressure story, and it doesn't come from failure. It comes from expectation, before you've even played a single NFL snap. Fernando Mendoza just became the #1 overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, after leading Indiana to a perfect 16-0 season, a national championship, and winning the Heisman Trophy. The Raiders then signed him to his rookie contract. Before he's even played his first regular season NFL game, an enormous expectation is already waiting for him. A franchise wants him to change its future, Fans want to believe he's the answer. And suddenly, every throw can mean more than just a throw. That's where expectation can become psychologically dangerous. When performance becomes tied to identity, when "I need to prove I'm the guy" becomes part of how an athlete sees himself, a bad performance can start feeling bigger than the performance itself. It can feel personal. And that's where athletic identity becomes important. For an athlete, that identity can create incredible drive, but it can also make failure feel like a threat to the person, not just the player. So we've seen pressure as fuel, pressure as threat, pressure as expectation, before a career even starts. There's one more version, and it might be the hardest one. Pressure that doesn't come from proving yourself, but from refusing to let go. Aaron Rodgers is 42 years old, entering his 22nd NFL season with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's already confirmed that 2026 will be his final season. 4 MVPs, a Hall of Fame resume, almost everything an NFL quarterback could possibly prove. And still, he came back for one more run. That's a completely different psychological weight. It's not, "Can I prove I belong?" It's, "Can I still be who I was?" Because for a young player, a bad game can be a bad game. For an aging legend, one bad game can become a story. Maybe he's lost it. Maybe the best version of him is gone. Maybe this is the beginning of the end. That's the psychological battle that comes with legacy. Not simply trying to perform, but trying to protect an identity that took decades to build. So here's the pattern. If you step back far enough to see all 4 of these men at once. Mahomes turns pressure into fuel. Tua is trying to turn pressure from threat back into something he can trust. Mendoza is walking into pressure before he's even taken his first NFL snap. And Rodgers is choosing pressure voluntarily at the exact point in his career when he has almost nothing left to prove and everything to lose. Different situations, different ages, different careers, but underneath all 4 stories is the same hidden variable. And it's not confidence, it's not talent, it's interpretation. The nervous system reacts to pressure with real physical changes. Your heart beats faster, your body becomes more alert, and stress hormones help prepare you for action. But the meaning you attach to those sensations can influence how you respond. Danger or opportunity, threat or challenge. And that's the part that should actually matter to you, whether you've ever played a snap of football in your life. Because you know that feeling, the racing heart before a job interview, the tightness in your chest before a difficult conversation, the hesitation before you hit send on something that actually matters, the fear that one mistake might change how people see you. You may never stand in an NFL huddle with a stadium screaming around you, but your brain still has to answer the same basic question. What does this pressure mean? And if interpretation can be changed, something research in sports psychology continues to investigate, then mental toughness may not be some mysterious trait that a few athletes are simply born with. It may be closer to a skill, something you can practice, something you can train. So here's the question worth sitting with. The next time your own pulse starts climbing, before something that matters, are you about to interpret that feeling as fear? Or are you finally ready to call it something else?